Hi everybody, Mature Simmer here. So welcome back to another year in Farmers Only Club. Getting going with same thing we always get going with, which is the planting at the start of the season. So I did lime, if you watched last year's episode, which I think would have been episode 61. You will have seen all that work and, heard conversations about topics and all of that. So, alright. So, nothing fancy probably planned for the next few years. So, gonna be pretty basic stuff. We'll line up. We might have to buy some supply, but I'm trying to basically get to the point where I can get field 34. A little too late. So we will change this up a bit. So always part of the fun of being all over the field and trying to rush a bit. Alright, so when I get down, and then hopefully we'll have enough that we can get that little tiny bit. There we go. Alright, so cotton liquid fert going in. We've still got liquid fertilizer in the trailer over there up by the tree line. So yeah, I just can't get over how different the map looks with all the trees gone. So Meister's been, doing a good amount of logging. Obviously, that's what they enjoy doing. Better them than me. It's just not my thing. It certainly does not bring me any joy. Not at all. I've tried it multiple times. I do it when I need to clear things, but it is just not something I have ever gotten into. I always never say never. Something could happen that will suddenly be like, oh yeah, this is enjoyable, but not that I'm aware of anytime soon. So I'm simply going to jump in here and get the planting done, and I will see you in a bit. So midsummer here. And I'm back on to go ahead and get my second layer of fertilization down on the field. Because obviously otherwise we get really poor output. Alright, so we'll obviously need to reset here, as fertilizer's nice and large, so good news is it's a quick job. And that is always greatly appreciated. Alright, so we are set, and we are fertilizing. And most importantly, state change is happening, so we know it is taking it, which it usually does all the way up until the crop is ready to harvest. So I should be good, but pretty straightforward here, nothing fancy going on. Just a regular year on the farm. A little bit later than normal, but as I talked about recently, was doing other things and just coming in here to get the work done. Okay, just seems like the field should be done, but I don't know, since it's not fully drawn, it's a little disorienting. But I am planning on being in here to do that. Nothing else is going on, so that gets you updated, and I'll see you in a bit. It's harvest time, folks. So I started the other harvester, trying something different on the other field. Ooh, that sounded terrible. To see if it maybe will let me do something. And in essence, I guess I'd have to do the same thing here. I'm seeing if I harvest in a different direction, if somehow those spots that I can't do anything with change. I think the likelihood of that isn't zero. So I was trying to go down the diagonal side of the field on the other one, but it's so kind of messed up, it really didn't. And so, but just trying to change it up a bit, see if that changes anything. So we'll see. You know, we got that part here. No, I was gonna say, how did he finally, wow, that is pretty bad. He just made it that far? That doesn't make sense. But, so you can see I didn't mean to do that. I'm gonna have to come and, you know, finish the other piece later. Because that was the one thing I didn't know. I'm like, which way is it gonna go? It almost seems like it's making it 10 times harder. I don't know. I mean, it takes a while to turn around either way. But yeah, the hope was, you know, maybe it like changes and resets the field lines if I handle it differently. Can't imagine it would, but it doesn't really hurt as long as it gets it done. And it, you know, it's not like it's the fertilizer or something, or more importantly, like the weeding where I can't see what I've done. So obviously, if I see little cotton balls on plants still, I know I need to go harvest it. So we've still got a couple months if we needed it, but the plan is get it done obviously today. So nothing new on that regard other than what I just shared with you, with just a bit of a change up on the direction in both cases, and we'll see how it all goes, and I'll be back in a bit. Alright, here toward the end of April, let's go take a look. 25, you know, again, it's kind of up there. That's probably where it's going to get. Oh, interesting that there used to be more things available, you know, like here on sugar. So it's like, did all the other locations, are they gone? Right, yeah, I was just taking a quick look, like seeing if maybe someone vanished from the server, but they didn't. But I'm guessing whoever else was doing fabric and spinneries decided they weren't going to keep doing it. So we're going to go ahead and get these pulled and get these loaded. But obviously it will be done at this point. So normal process is, again, trying to get 2 of these on the forks so that I can, whoops, so it's probably still touching the ground, which is why it didn't move smoothly. Come on, you can do it. There we go. I guess I'll go across and hit the building like I normally do. Pick it up. We'll get over there. But I don't know that I have. Another one showed up. I'm like, I don't even have 6, but it does look like I do have 6. I don't think this is going to get me to the point where I can do anything. I mean, I suppose I could, because I could take a loan and transfer the money out, but that would be a little bit crazy. So I don't think that makes sense, to get the land. But we'll see. Alright, that was a little smoother. It always seems to be the second time. I don't understand. Oh, we're getting a lot of lags. So this is probably going to go way further than I wanted. Alright, well, at least it didn't fall off the forks or anything. But yeah, I'll have to take a look again because I was so flustered by the fact that all those other places I really can't sell to were gone that I'm like, I didn't really pay attention to which one. I think they were all really close, so in that case it would just make sense to deliver and sell right next door here and kind of be done with it, I think, unless it's really off a bit, because obviously I can also go to the campsite, I think. It's one of my options. Alright. So, there we go. You know, and this makes sense if you're suddenly like, wait, why do you have so few? Don't forget last time I sold, it was 2 years worth of fabric. You know, and at some point I may, you know, push things. Whoops. Oh, alright. I'm like, did they just totally botch up here? But that is kind of screwy. They're like 4 high. I don't understand how it gets that messed up sometimes. So now they just reconfigured themselves. Always fun. Alright, water-wise, we're still doing fine. Alright, I'm going to deactivate this, because then I think that $60 cost per month stops if I do that. Alright, so we'll head over, and then tomorrow I can start planting, if I can find the time. But planting season starts tomorrow for sure. I think I have 3 months or something to get it done, but I would think I'd get to 1 million at least here, but I need 1.3, I think, you know, like 1.35 to get everything, so I may need a couple more years of fabric. You know, but that was the thing. Like, I know you can do loans up to 500,000, so I could do that, but that's just kind of being in a hurry. It's not as if I have to make this money. Alright, so let's look again. Alright, Hobos is there, and yes, it's going down, but it's the best right now. Yeah, I can't come around this way. I was like, can I come through this side? But no, it's better to come through the middle. You know, and since it rises all day, it does tend to be a little bit better. My intent was to get to it earlier today, but again, life is life, and it just didn't work out. So we're here now, and in theory that should be higher than my alternatives, but there we go. So we shall see where we end up, but I would think we're easily going to end up at over 1 million. Yeah, we're almost there already, and we still have 50,000. So we'll be closer. I mean, we're not going to be at 1.3, but the good news is maybe next year. Oh, do I? There we go. I'm like, do I have to let it go and let it fall back down because it was sideways? And that appears to be the case. But yeah, we might get to 100. We did 1.1 million. I think I need like 50,000 though to not drop below that with the helper fees and all that. But yeah, that's basically one pallet is like 49,000, so that's crazy. So yeah, it really ended up being in excess of 300,000, so that's good. And that means next time I should be in good shape. I mean, once again, there's going to be costs that come out of things here. So I'm going to try to kind of put it back where it was, because that actually worked out kind of nicely. So there we go. We'll just disconnect. I'll head back over to the other side because I'm going to need to probably fill the greenhouses with water before I do anything else. Unless I have to go buy some supplies. So I haven't looked at that. I know I limed last year, so that would be the biggest potential thing that I would need to do, but I took care of that. So I'm not even having to spend time and look. You know, I am going to fill up on fuel and all that, given how low I am. Probably get far enough that I can do the repair. And so there we go. We're not below 1.1 million yet, but you know, pull 9,000 out just for that. And then again, between the harvesters at a minimum, and that's assuming I don't use automation for anything else. So, but Misty Hills continues to plod along. No new updates of anything that I've seen. Again, Farmers Only Club is just pretty constant. It isn't one that pushes the envelope and does a lot of changes, which is good. I mean, that's part of what I enjoy, is the stability of, once they kind of find a way that works, they just let people enjoy their time and go from there. But that puts another year in the books here, and we're back over 1 million again. Obviously, we were kind of at that point before, but then went ahead and bought the second harvester. But let's just double check here, because this is the field I'm looking at. Yeah, 1.335. So basically another 200,000. But you know, if I can get another 300, it's gonna be really close. It just might be slightly short or whatever, but we'll see how it goes. Because the biggest challenge will be, although I suppose I could take loans for supplies, I was going to say the biggest challenge will be if I need to spend some money, if I like barely get there, because what I'm worried is, let me see if I might still be able to see, no, I won't be able to, the harvest happened earlier. I was going to see if I could see how much the wage payments were, but yeah, so 302.28, so it's just barely over 300,000. Well, but keep in mind that includes the 8,000 I just spent, so I guess, yeah, it's closer to 310. But year's over. We will try to get going. So there will be a time that I've got to skip, I think, a season, but I'm just going to double check. I don't think that's the case yet. Yeah, I can harvest, but with the 4th of July holiday, I'm gonna really not be able to play for about a week or so, so there's going to be a dormant season on the farm then, because I'm not going to be able to get things planted and done, because obviously you plant in May, you harvest in like October, so they're only like 3 or 4 months apart, so not going to work out. You know, even if I ended up having to wait to sell things, that would be okay. But we will get another year in here, and then there will be definitely a bigger gap between that and the next time you see anything from the farm here. But if you're following along with the Farmers Only Club series here, first of all, thank you. I definitely always love that people are taking a look here, and don't thank people near enough. But thank you for taking time to watch this. If you haven't dropped a like, please consider that. If you're not a subscriber, please consider that as well. I will see you next time.